It's time for baseball. We'll see the Chicago White Sox as they play against the Cleveland Indians. Right here on 2K Sports.
A bat that's full of hits. Grady Sizemore carries it, and he'll be doing that in our game. Progressive Field, where the Indians fans are getting settled. With Kruk and Phillips, I'm Gary Thorne. Hi, everybody. 2K Sports Major League Baseball. And we're going to see Jeremy Sowers, the starting pitcher. As he gets into this White Sox lineup, Steve, a little strategy.
Well, pretty even matchup right here. A lineup that does struggle, but a pitcher that struggles at times as well. And the fact that he's a left-hander on the mound may give him a little bit of an advantage with the movement on his pitches. But I think he's going to need run support to have success to win a ball game.
Lineup for the White Sox. Let's take a look. It is courtesy of Pepsi. And our scouting report, John, who are we watching for today?
Well, the potential's there for Alex Rios to be a productive hitter. So let's see if he can provide some offense for his team today, because they're going to need it.
And Posednik's batting as we get this ball game underway.
Left fielder, number 24, Scott Posednik.
Up the middle. And he's on. First batter up. That could be a good sign offensively. Chance to check out the Indians around the diamond on their defense. What do you like out there, Steve?
Alexi.
Well, Asdrubal Cabrera has great versatility up the middle. It doesn't matter where you play him. He has great range and instincts and the ability to be able to throw from any position on the field.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, and it's hit. This one towards Sizemore. One away now.
Well, we've got a moment to look back to last year's Chicago White Sox and see how they ranked. 6th in home runs, 6th in stolen bases, and they were in the top 10 in team batting average with runners in scoring position, getting a lot of clutch base hits, and that's a great stat for a team that wants to win ball games.
Swings and misses the slider. 0-1.
Well, the Cleveland Indians proved to be one of the division rivals that the Chicago White Sox could at least handle in 2009.
Strike two, no balls and 2 strikes. Konerko now will look to tighten up that zone. Interesting that the White Sox lost the series against Cleveland at home, but they went 6-3 in Cleveland.
Yeah, that is kind of amazing, but that just shows you just how pitiful that the Cleveland Indians were in 2009. You know, they lose all these guys to free agents. Jake Westbrook got hurt. He missed most of the season. The guy who you thought was going to be their number 2 starter, Fausto Carmona, he was disappointing.
Line towards second.
Well, a look here at last year in the American League and where the Indians ranked compared to everybody else. 7th in batting average, 7th in hits, and they were in the top 10 in runs. An offense that was relentless, that ability to continue to put the pressure on the opposition and take pressure off their own.
There's a swing, line drive, center field, and that's going to do it. Sizemore's there. So no runs, 2 hits, and they strand 2. And we'll get to see Jake Peavy pitching. He gets settled in for Chicago. Steve, as he faces these Cleveland hitters, primary emphasis is what?
As a manager, you send Jake Peavy out there, you know you're sending out a bulldog, a guy who wants to finish what he starts. He's so aggressive on the mound. He goes right at the hitters, pounding that strike zone with quality stuff, trying to put them away.
Grady Sizemore at the plate. As a win last time out for the Indians, and that was a big game for them considering they lost games 1 and 2 of the series against the Rangers. Cutter is low in the dirt for a ball. So last time out they stacked up the runs to get a victory.
An 8-run lead, that to me tells me you dominated them.
The left center. Play is made. Lineup for the Indians. We'll take a look courtesy of Pepsi. Scouting pick, John. Who are we looking at today?
Well, Shin-Soo Choo's a guy, when you look at this lineup, is starting to produce some power for this team. He's a guy who has a great left-handed stroke. I tell you what, there's a different sound when that ball comes off his bat than most players can make. That shows he's got some pop. Let's see him produce today.
So Cabrera is set down. It's going to be Laporta now.
Hit one out of the ballpark last time out. Look for him to have some momentum coming into this game now, feeling good about himself.
At the belt, Peavy kicks and throws. Swing and a miss on the cutter. 0-1. Takes one off the plate to even the count at 1. One pitch, slider, taken for a strike, 1-2.
This is where you want to go with the breaking ball, to the outside corner. Paint the black, get the call. The hitter gave up on it. He got the pitch he wanted.
Swing and a foul, straight back. Line towards first, and Konerko getting to it, and he'll step on first to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for Jake Beebe. And Alex Rios to lead off. In the top 10 in hits.
Number 51, Alex Rios.
Hit hard on the ground to short. So Rios is set down. Still settling into the season. Here's who the Indians are going to be facing. They'll wrap up this series with the White Sox on Sunday. And they'll have to contend with Denard Span and a very good lineup for the Minnesota Twins. That'll be a 3-game series. Then there's another stop on the road trip. The Oakland Athletics will be hosting. And that's quite a few road games coming up, and that's always challenging. Takes a swing, but he's too late on that one. Strike 1.
Well, A.J. Przinsky put together a pretty solid season for the White Sox in 2009, hitting .300. He doesn't...
Swung on and ripped towards second. So Przinsky retired.
Third base, number 25.
And here's Martin. And one of the top 10 averages right now. He swings on that 0-0 delivery, misses the fastball. Strike 1. Line shot into center field, and that'll put Tien on first.
Well, with 2 outs and no one on base, chances of scoring a run seem pretty scarce, but they get that 2-out hit. Now they have some life.
It's going to be Nix now. Last season, 2 for 12 against Jeremy Sowers. Swing and a drive, deep left center. That one's grabbed, side retired. No runs on a hit, and they'll strand it. And leading it off, Shin-Soo Choo.
Now coming into this game, he's got to have some confidence because he picked up 2 hits last time out, so got to be seeing the ball pretty well.
Slider stays inside. 1 ball, no strikes. And Shin-Soo Choo swings and misses at that one. That's going to even it up. There's a swing, fly ball down the line and left. 1 away. Here's what the White Sox schedule looks like.
Number 3.
Wrapping up on Sunday the series with Cleveland. After that, they'll be playing host to the Rays and the speed and bat of Carl Crawford. Boy, there's some great competition in that set of games. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then the next series at home brings in a worthy opponent, the Seattle Mariners. Lots of home games. That's always a good thing. Really bad pitch right there. It's a ball. Strike 1 to Peralta.
You know, the 2009 season started with a lot of hope for the Cleveland Indians. It ended in a rebuilding mode, but there is hope that they do have young talent there and they can turn things around in the future.
That ball swung on, hit. Rios to field it. Retiring Peralta. 2 down here in the inning. Talk about the Indians and all the trading that went on. You look at what they have given up in Victor Martinez and the job he's done for the Red Sox. Mark DeRosa, player they probably wish they still had. Just a couple of names who aren't there.
Yeah, and you would think if they would have kept all their guys that they could be very competitive, but this is what you have with the small to mid-market club. Once they become free agents or eligible for free agency, they have to try to trade and rebuild and hope that these young players can step up and play. If they can get some power in the middle of the lineup to go with Grady Sizemore and others, then they can be a little more competitive, but they're still not going to be a very good team.
Well, one thing we know, Cleveland's a good baseball town, and if some of these young players can start to pan out and come back quickly, look for the Indians to be competitive very soon.
And Peavy misses. He's out of the zone down low.
Now, it's a good pitch there. Tried to get him to chase it out of the zone. He just laid off.
The 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Side retired. And they go quietly offensively in this half inning. Nothing across. Here at Progressive Field, no offense. It'll be the leadoff man trying to get. Great afternoon for baseball. Happy that you're here with us. Forecast still partly cloudy later.
Scott Pasednik.
And Pasednik's batting. One of the best base stealers in the AL. Hit hard to second. Valbuena. Throw on to first in time. One away. And it's Alexei Ramirez now. One away.
And Alexei Ramirez was a guy who struggled in the first half of the season for the Chicago White Sox, got dropped in the batting order, and then in the second half started picking it up a little bit in 2009.
Starts him off swinging at his shoe tops for a strike. Another young star in Alexei Ramirez came out of the Cuban national baseball program. Obviously, they have to defect to get to Major League Baseball.
On any time a team is going to build for the future, you want young players, and you want young players up the middle, and that's what Alexei Ramirez gives the Chicago White Sox.
Line towards second. And he pulls into first base with that base hit. There's one down here.
Paul Benerton.
Well, that pitch down and away is the toughest in the game to hit. That's a perfect pitch from the pitcher. Great piece of hitting.
And keep that in mind next time around. We'll see whether or not he hit up the middle. He's up with it. The second, there's one. And two. A double play. Quick half inning there. It's over. 5 pitches. White Sox still looking for a run. Manny active. He's watched some great deliveries on the mound. Struggling bats, though. Important now to get the offense stinging. And Brantley's in the box. Called strike. And Peavy's got him 0-1.
Some guys really like the low fastball. In this situation, though, he ends up taking the pitch.
Here's the delivery. This is in the air. Straight away left. The catch. And he puts it away. Out number 1.
Oh, Gary, he's pitching well right now. And that's 7 straight that he's retired. He is really locked in.
And swing and a miss on Peavy's pitch. 0-1.
Well, this one here was no doubt about it. The late break on that slider. I mean, what a devastating pitch, and the hitter just couldn't catch up.
And Austin Kearns watching that one go by. Count is even. He delivers. And he looks at a slider in there, and it's 1-2 now.
I don't think he liked that call very much, but the reality is he couldn't hit that any day of the week. That's a great pitch.
A swing and a fly ball to left center field. And that one's going to drop in. That's their first hit. And Kearns trying to stretch it. Not even close. He's in there easily at second.
Well, the first thing you have to do if you want to score runs is get a base hit. They finally got that hit. Now let's see if they can bring him around.
Marson's in the batter's box. 1 for 4 last year against the White Sox. Peavy misses. He's out of the zone down low. Here's the 1-0. Slider just misses the black. Falls behind 2-0. Swing, soft liner, right side. And finds the hole into right field. The base hit. He's safe at third base. No play to be made. Now Cleveland, here's the chance they won.
A perfect situational hitting. This is exactly the time you want to go the other way.
And what we're talking about is taking the ball where it's pitched. It's outside, go the other way. Grady Sizemore at the plate. And at the plate, one of the tops in runs scored, top 5. Here's the pitch. Cutter just off the black, and he falls behind 2-0.
Well, if the Cleveland Indians are going to have any chance of competing in 2010, their best player, Grady Sizemore, has to stay healthy and pick up these numbers.
Out, and here's Kearns going to try to score. And Kearns crosses the plate.
A big-time hitter at the plate, and you know what? He didn't get the base hit, but he was able to pick up a run, a productive out. That's what good teams do. Well, he got a pitch to hit over the heart of the plate, right at the belt. He drove it, didn't get the base hit, but at least advanced the runners.
Did get something out of it. I'm sure he'd like to have that pitch back. That was when he really had a shot at driving. And Cabrera settles in. Well, this offense, Steve, it's on the move, and now they'll try and carry this on in the ballgame.
That was a good piece of hitting right there. He got his pitch,
Swung on, hit. Peavy throws to first in time. That's 3 down. 3rd inning offense. And welcome to those of you just tuning in. 2K Sports, Major League Baseball. This is Gary Thorne along with Steve Phillips and John Crook. And Quinton settles in, leading the MLB in batting average. Hard grounded to short. 1 away.
For the Chicago White Sox, second baseman.
And Beckham's in the box.
Second.
He's got a .292 average when going up against the Indians. Now the first pitch. Lined right at the second baseman. And Valbuena makes the play.
That ball was hit so hard the second baseman barely had time to react, but playing in the right spot, he gets the out.
Line drive out of play down the right side. Here's the delivery. That's a strike, and it's 0-2. Time for Rios now to protect.
Okay, they have 4 hits so far in this one into the 4th inning, but they haven't been able to put them together and try to mount any rally. And I think right now the pitcher's getting the job done, making the pitch when he needs to.
Well, he was able to ring up that K, and he needed it, and it got him out of the inning. It goes smoothly for Jeremy Sowers. 1-2. It's going to be Laporta now. He'll lead it off here. Bottom half of the 4th. First pitch on the way. Cut fastball swung on and missed. 0-1. Batting .250 lifetime, 3 for 12 record against the White Sox. Strike 2. Peavy dominating in this AB. He's got some pitches to play with.
Well, the hitter's dug himself a pretty deep hole right here. Let's see if he can battle himself out of it.
On the ground to second. Beckham. 1 away.
For the Cleveland Indians, designated hitter.
Chu into the batter's box.
Shin-Soo Choo is the type of hitter that can carry a team. He led the Cleveland Indians in 2009 with 86. He's also a very good right fielder with an unbelievable arm.
Called strike, and Peavy's got him 0-1. Shin-Soo Choo, a great gap hitter. He had 300 batting average last season, and he's a good doubles hitter.
Well, he absolutely is, and he's a force in the middle of the lineup.
On the ground to first. Played by Konerko. And he steps on first. That's the second out. And it's Johnny Peralta in the box now.
If you saw his last game, you got a chance to see that he swung the bat well in that one, picking up a couple of knocks.
And swing and a miss on Peavy's pitch. 0-1. Ground ball towards the second baseman. Throws on to first in time to retire the side. And they're unable to make any noise here in this half inning. Well, has it gotten colder? Maybe warming up a bit. It started out really chilly here. The players loosened up a bit now. Leading it off, A.J. Pierzynski, one of the best batting averages in the league. Pitch on the way. There's a swing and a liner. And Cabrera gloves that one. And Martin to bat. How's he doing? Well, lifetime, 307 off Cleveland. First one to Tien. Here's the pitch. Swing and ooh, look out. Line drive that shatters the bat. And he pulls into first base with that base hit. There's one down here.
Well, he stayed behind the ball right there real well. Got himself that one-out base hit.
It's going to be Nix now.
Coming off of a game where he swung the bat extremely well. A single, double, and triple just short of the cycle. Only lacking the home run. I'll tell you what, he's locked in right now.
On the way. Looks at a fastball in there, and it's quickly 0-2.
Well, outstanding pitching effort so far here. I mean, he's left 3 runners on base in this game. I mean, but he's just shutting down this lineup, and when he needs to make a pitch, he seems to always find a way to do it.
Got him there. That was a nice strikeout.
But Gary, let's check out this changeup in K-Cam.
And Posednik's batting. He's the top 10 in stolen bases for the league. And the first pitch. Slider swung on and missed. 0-1.
But Gary, you take a look at the legs on this guy. He can fly and really impacts the game with his speed.
Here's the pitch. Now a swing and a shot toward second. Throws on to first. Side is retired. Moving along, holding the bats down. And if you are just tuning in, hi, Gary Thorne along with John Crutch, Steve Phillips. We bring you Major League Baseball on 2K Sports. And it'll be Valbuena standing in to hit. He leads the American League in walks. And here's the first one. Called strike, and Peavy's got him 0-1.
You know, the walk is such a critical aspect of the game. You know, on-base percentage is so underrated. Getting a guy on base with a walk means the pitcher had to throw a lot of pitches. He had to work to try to get him out, and it tires him out for the rest of the game and in that inning.
Here's the pitch. Not a pretty pitch, no damage. The 1-2 on its way. Now here's a grounder towards the hole. And they'll record the out at first base. Good timing on that play.
They might not have been able to get him out at the plate, but a short run over to first and still retires his man.
And Brantley's in the box.
And the Cleveland Indians are in a rebuilding phase, and they're going to try to rebuild around a young power hitter named Michael Brantley, a guy that they think they can help carry this team offensively.
Over to Konerko. That's the second out.
Number 25.
Now credit the second baseman with a well-executed play right there. Comes up with the ball and quickly gets it from his glove to his throwing hand and throws him out at first.
That's a strike. Peavy gets it by him.
And you can throw the ball down to the zone with that kind of movement. It can be very effective.
And it's fouled off. Oh, tough one to lay off right there, that fastball. 1-2. And Austin Kearns watching that one go by. Count is even. Two-two, a slider. That misses. 3-2. Three-two on the way. This one's grounded to second. Beckham throws to first. Side is retired. Nothing doing here in this half inning. Indians won.
Sixth inning.
Quick glimpse of the manager, Ozzie Guillen.
Shortstop.
He knows he's going to have to get more innings like that last one and have some production to tie this one up. And in the batter's box, it's Ramirez. He's in the top echelon of hits right now. This one into the alleyway. Should be extra bases. Stops at second. Two-bagger.
Well, what a great swing right there. And anytime you can put yourself in scoring position with no outs, you're looking for big things to happen.
Paul Konerko to the plate. Runner in scoring position. And right now, top 5 in runs batted in the league. And he starts Konerko out. Swing and a high drive. This could be trouble. Great turnaround for him. A 2-run homer. They lead by 1. Now a look at the chance of winning on our 2-run homer, courtesy of our WPA Pepsi Graph.
Now, Gary, looked like he was setting on that pitch. He got it and drove it out of the park.
What they're going to want to do in this ball game now is take advantage of that and build that momentum up.
Now, they need to still be aggressive out there, go right after.
Number 20.
Now, Gary, White Sox couldn't be happier right now. They've gotten the hits they needed. They've taken the lead. They're looking to add on more, hoping to end up winning this game.
Shot towards the hole. That's going to bring Gordon Beckham up.
What more do you need to see? Now you have to question his confidence, giving up 3 straight hits. Not much going right out there at this point.
He deals. Putt shot towards the hole. And that's going to plate Alex Rios.
Center fielder.
Well, nice swing on that one. Be able to pick up a base hit right there. That slider's a tough one, and if he runs it in on your hands, you can be in trouble, but not there.
He was a strikeout victim last time through the lineup. This one's popped up behind the plate. That one swung on its line. Boy, what a time now to capitalize if they can.
Catcher, number 12, A.J. Trzynski.
I tried to go down with that 0-1 pitch, but it gets blasted right back for the base hit.
But the way he went after that in the box, Steven, looked like he might have been guessing down there.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have to make contact behind in the count. He got a pitch over the heart of the plate and took advantage of it.
Swung on and ripped towards second. And it gets down as Quentin crosses the plate. And the throw. And the second, Rich. Swings and grounds this one foul wide of third. Oh, and 1. Lewis headed for the middle. Gets through. That run's gonna score. Boy, this lineup, you just see opportunities here, and this offensive lineup knows what to do with them.
Jason Nix.
They need to get an out right now. I mean, this offense just has kept the pressure on them. They need to regroup and get an out.
It's going to be Nix now. Just one player picking up after an lined hard down the left field line. That's down. The run's coming in, and they can't cut it off. It'll roll to the wall.
Now
Openings for this lineup offensively, don't give it to them now because they are hot.
Well, they need a big out right here, Gary. I mean, they're giving up some runs in this inning. They need to get outs right now, just again to show that they can get them.
And Posednik's batting.
Gary, that last hit just blows the door wide open right there. I mean, they got a shot at running away with this thing.
And the other thing they know is they've got time and outs on their side.
Gary, you're right. I mean, listen, as a result of executing their game plan, they've done what they needed to and taken advantage of all the opportunities. Let's see if they can keep doing it.
One away, and the runners have to stay put, second and third.
Now batting for the Chicago White Sox.
Runners at first and second. It'll be Alexei Ramirez up. Top 5 AL in runs scored. And Ramirez settles in. First pitch. Deep right. Kearns. It's Tians on his way home. The first runs in easily.
Solid approach at the plate. Did not try to do too much right there. Didn't think he had to swing it and hit out of the ballpark, make contact, and get a run in.
Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. And he starts Konerko out. This one's hit pretty well to right, but it's going to be out of play. Konerko fouls off another. That's it, foul by Konerko. And he fouls off another one. Rivera with a delivery. Swung on, a fly ball heading towards the corner and right. Kearns. And the side's retired as they head into the dugout. So they put some distance between themselves and their opponents here with this big inning. The White Sox leading now. They've got the momentum. Marson's in the batter's box. Base hit his last time.
Number 30, Lou Marson.
And the first pitch. Swung on, grounded towards the hole. And he'll step on first for out number 1.
Center fielder, number 24.
It's Grady Sizemore in the box now.
Well, Grady Sizemore last year, an injury-plagued season, only 436 at-bats. Can he stay healthy this year?
Called strike, and Peavy's got him 0-1. For Sizemore, Montreal Expos drafted him 3rd round in 2000.
Well, you can see why they drafted him so high. He's a great athlete, and he has the ability to be a leader of a team.
And he fouls another one off.
But when a pitcher throws a pitch out there 0-2, you're expecting him to get a ground out or a strikeout. But this guy just reaches out, puts it in play, defensive swing to keep this thing going.
Tried to get him to chase that curve. It's 1-2. Good patience. Grady Sizemore letting that one go by for a ball and an even count.
Now, if you didn't get a chance to watch the last ball game, let's bring you up to speed. A 2-run home run in that ball game for him, and a chance to deliver with runners on base. And so I think they got to be looking to get somebody out in front of them today as well.
Down on strikes there. Nice piece of pitching work. At the belt, Peavy kicks and throws. Cutter just misses. 1-0. And the pitch is taken for a strike by Cabrera.
Oh, good life on this fastball as he just buries it down and away.
One on the way. And he looks at a sinker in there, and it's 1-2 now. Swung out and missed as Drupal Cabrera goes down, strike 3. And they're held in check here in this half inning. The White Sox still ahead.
Right fielder.
Leading it off, Carlos Quinton. 2 for 3 thus far. First pitch to Quinton. Hit hard to second. He dives. He's up with it. And it's in time from his knees to get the out. Tremendous play right here, and took a good arm to complete it.
Well, it's one thing to get to the ball and make the play. It's another thing to make that accurate a throw from your knees. Great job.
And Beckham's in the box.
You talk about Gordon Beckham and the fact that
This one's grounded hard up the middle. Fielded by Cabrera. And Beckham set down. So Alex Rios will try and keep it going. And he starts Rios out. Swung on and missed 0-1.
Well, how about a chance to get through an inning without any base runners and without any runs?
Here's a swing and a ball hit high into the air. Deep right field, way back there. Remarkable. They now lead by 7 with that solo shot.
Home runs often come from mistakes, Gary, and he either chose the wrong pitch or had the wrong location because that four-seam fastball is way out of here.
It's going to be Przinsky.
AJ
Base is empty and 2 down. The first pitch. Rivera gets him to swing and miss for a strike. And Steve, this is the point in the ball game where you are really putting it to the opposition. Here's a swing and a line drive. Throws on to first, side is retired. So they pick up a run on the home run and add to their lead. White Sox continue to run away with this ball game. And the actor we're looking at. And tough decisions maybe or maybe not. This bench needs some inspiration. He'll try to give it to him. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and hit. It's going to be Quentin. Play is made.
Gary, he just continues to mow this lineup down.
Number 7.
We're talking about 11 hitters in a row retired.
Now a swing and a shot toward second. Out, 2 down.
Up to the plate.
Well, these hitters are just lost up there right now. I mean, they have to think about changing their approach. I mean, 12 hitters in a row retired. At some point, you lay down a bunt or you try to go the other way. You got to try something.
Hit in the air to center field. And it's going to be Quentin. And that'll retire the side. Caught by Rios. Amazingly fast inning. And here's Mark Tian leading it off.
Third baseman, number 25, Mark Tian.
First one to Tian. Here's the pitch. Hit hard down the right field side as he retreats back for it and gets the out.
Designated hitter, number 5.
It's going to be Nix now. Not an RBI double as last time. A shot up the middle. And in there, second hit for him in the ball game on his 4th plate appearance. And that's going to bring Scott Posednik up.
Well, that's hit number 15 in them for that one. And, boy, you get 15 hits in a game. The manager can just sit back and relax and watch his team work.
And here's the first one. And that's by him, 0-1.
The question, offensively, I think you even have to wonder whether they can come back this late in the game. But their only chance is to shut them out in this inning and try to get that offense going.
Swung on and missed. Behind now, 0-2.
Well, his timing is just off right now. He swung way late on that cutter.
Solid contact made, but that foul ball up in the air is going to be off on the right side. Fastball got him, 2 down.
They had a swing at it. 2 strikes, ball up and away. A good pitch to at least put the player foul off, but couldn't quite catch up to it.
And Ramirez settles in. First pitch. Rivera gets him to swing and miss for a strike.
Boy, that's some kind of fastball down in the zone right there. The hitter has to be ready for it, or he's got no chance to hit it.
And it's 0-2. Alexei Ramirez going to have to protect now.
Well, the 2-seamer has his timing way off. He swung and missed. Swung way too early.
Ended this inning with a nice piece of pitching work as he gets the K. No runs and a base hit. They leave 1 man on at first. And here are the Indians. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Due up 6, 7, 8 in the lineup. And if you are just coming on board, Gary Thorne, Steve Phillips, John Kruk, as we bring you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports. At the belt, Peavy kicks and throws. Really bad pitch right there to ball. Can't make contact with the fastball, evens him up 1-1.
Well, it's getting late right now. They're down a bunch, so they need a big inning here. They can't wait till the 9th to try to come all the way back. They need to try to do something now.
1-1 pitch, slider, taken for a strike, 1-2.
Outstanding pitch right here. Great break, great movement on this pitch to get the strike down and in.
Swing and a miss on the slider, 1 out.
Well, when the pitcher hits his spots and he sets you up for this pitch, it makes it very difficult. He swung right over the top of it and just couldn't make contact.
And the first pitch. That's a strike. Peavy gets it by him.
Look, Gary, with 1 out right here, they still have time in this inning to try to generate some runs. They need to score here in this 8th inning and not leave it all to the 9th.
Started to go around. That pitch is in there anyway. 0-2. And it holds at 0-2. Missed there, 1-2. That misses. Ball 2. The pitch. Lines this one to the left side, out of play.
Well, to me, the advantage right now is in the hitter's hands. He just threw his best fastball right there, thought he had it in a good spot, but the hitter fouled it off to keep alive. Advantage hitter.
Swing and a foul, straight back. Now here's a grounder towards the hole. That brings up Austin Kern.
This could be demoralizing for the pitcher. You have an at-bat that goes that long, and you think you had him a couple times, and he fouled off some tough pitches, and he ends up getting that base.
Here's a swing, a fly ball deep down the line and right. 2 away.
Now batting for the Cleveland Indians, catcher number 30.
Marson's in the batter's box. Grounded out last time. First pitch on the way. Up the middle. No runs on a hit, and they'll strand him. The White Sox. And here's Paul Konerko. He homered earlier in the ballgame.
Quality, productive at-bats, driving in a run, and then the big home run as well. So their team's winning, and he's been a big part of the production.
And that's out number 1 as he takes it to the bag.
Right fielder, number 20.
Carlos Quentin batting now. There's one down. Had a couple of hits, 4 trips to the plate. First pitch to Quentin. Rivera gets him to swing and miss for a strike.
Well, climbing the ladder on him right there. He just throws that fastball right by him up in the zone.
Swing and a miss. The pitch. Slider swung out and missed. 2 down.
Well, it seemed like he made it easy. 3 pitches, big strikeout.
Can't get rid of a guy any quicker than that. Only took 3 and he's gone. First pitch to him. Hit hard to second. Valbuena. And he throws on to first. That'll retire the side. Only 5 pitches to get out of that inning. That'll rest your mind. Quick look at Ozzie Guillen looking up. Great game his club has put together. Things have gone really well.
Sizemore.
And swing and a miss on Peavy's pitch. 0-1.
I think right now offensively you've got to start getting base runners. Get as many as you can. I mean, you're down a ton, so.
And that swung on and hit. Rios. Back able to pull that one in. 1 down.
Obviously, winning big right now, you just want to go out there, make plays, throw strikes, force them to try to put multiple hits together to get back into this game.
Back up the middle. Whoa, get out of the way of that one. Straight back up the middle. That'll bring Matt Laporta to the plate.
Well, the slider's a little bit easier to hit when that break is coming to you as a hitter as opposed to moving away from you. You just have to make sure you clear your hands. He does a good job right there to get a base hit.
Well, working on the 0-1 count now. Here's the 0-1 from Peavy. Lined up the middle. That should be a base hit. Now Cleveland, here's the chance they won.
0-1 mistake right here. He throws it over the heart of the plate, and he pays for it.
Chu into the batter's box. At the belt, Peavy kicks and throws. Swung on, grounded towards the hole. So Chu is retired.
Now down to their final out right here, Gary. So they're looking pretty dire at this point. And, but listen, funnier things have happened. They've got to get base runners, though.
Here's Johnny Peralta now with the RBI opportunity. And the first pitch was a strike. Got him at 0-1 right now. Strike 2. Peavy dominating in this AB. He's got some pitches to play with.
Fans are on their feet right now. They know 2 strikes on the hitter. They need to keep this thing going.
And a grounder is at the last out. And on to first for out number 3, and that's going to do it.
White Sox win this in a lopsided victory, a dominating performance, Gary.
Now we've got highlights to show you. We award our Pepsi Clutch Performer. A terrific mound game, the work of Jake Peavy.
Well, you know, Gary, he made just that one mistake, but that doesn't tarnish the shine of this performance today. And I'll tell you what, a manager absolutely loves it when he doesn't have to go to the bullpen. He can give those guys a day off, and it makes them stronger for the remainder of the season. But I tell you, this guy was throwing strikes today, and it was an easy decision to keep him in the game.
When you take to the road, Steve, any win will do, but when you get this kind of offense, it's very satisfying.
Well, it also sends a message to your club and to that club that you showed up to play.
And until next time, this is Gary Thorne, along with John Kruk and Steve Phillips. We'll catch you at the yard.